Okay, sorry about that. My video got cut off. I was trying to pause it and I accidentally stopped it. So we're going to keep going from here. So negative 7 times 11 is negative 77. All right, so then I need to fill in these two boxes just to be sure that this works out the way I want it to work out. So 5x times 11 would give me 55x. Negative 7 times 2x would give me negative 14x. If I add my like terms, 55 minus 14, let's see, would give me 41, which is my middle term. So if the length of my rectangle is 5x minus 7, then the width of my rectangle has to be 2x plus 11. Okay. Number 19. We have, these are the ones where a is not equal to 1. So we do need to kind of use the box method here. All right, so we want to factor 24x squared plus 2x minus 15. All right, so got an A, a B, and a C. A is 24, B is 2, C is negative 15. Okay, I'm going to multiply my A and C values, so 24 times negative 15 is going to be negative 360. So I need factors that multiply to give me negative 360, but add to give me 2. Okay. Also, let's check our signs. So C is negative, which means that I'll have one positive factor and one negative factor. B is positive, which means the larger factor will also be positive. So I've got a big positive and a small negative. All right, so my factors, I have 1 and 360, 2 and 180. 3 and 120, 4 and 90, 5 and, let's see, 72, 6 and 60, 7's not going to work, 8 and 45, 9 and 40, 10 and 36, let's see, 12 and 30, 13's not going to work, 15, let's see, 15 and 24, right, yeah. Let's see. 18 and 20. Okay, so I list out, there's a bunch of factors. And remember, the big one's positive, the small one in each set is negative. And that should be all the factors. Okay, so here's the thing. When you see that you have a big number that you're trying to multiply to, but a little number you're trying to add to, you need your factors to be as close together as possible. So if I were to find one of these pairs that added to 2, it's going to be negative 18 and 20. All right, so then I'm going to set my box up. Okay, I'm going to put in our first term, 24x squared. My last term, negative 15. And then my two factors I found over here, negative 18x and 20x. All right. Okay, so then I'm going to find the greatest common factor in each row and each column. So I can divide 24 and 20 both by 4 and by x. Negative 18x and negative 15, I can divide them both by negative 3. 24 and negative 18 can both be divided by 6 and x. And 20 and 15 can both be divided by 5. Alright, so my final answer should be 6x plus 5 times 4x minus 3. Okay. Alrighty, number 20. Determine whether 25x squared plus 40x plus 16 is a perfect square. If so, factor it, and if not, explain why. Okay. So, in order for this to be a perfect square trinomial, both the first term and the last term have to be perfect squares. So, let's take the square root of each. So the square root of 25x squared should be 5x, or just 5x. The square root of 16 should be 4. So if this is a perfect square trinomial, then it should factor to 5x plus 4 squared. Okay, now let's double check that that is indeed what it does. So we have 5x plus 4 times 5x plus 4. 5x times 5x should be 25x squared. 4 and 4 should be 16. Alright, then 5x times 4 is 20. 5x times 4 is 20. X. Add those together, we get 25x squared plus 40x plus 16, which is what we got here. So this is a perfect square trinomial. Excuse me. All right, 21. Okay, another factoring one. Just trying to see if we can factor out a GCF, but we can't. Okay, so let's identify our A, our B, and our C. A is 15, B is negative 56, C is 20. Okay, when I multiply 20 and 15, I get 300, and then I need it to add to negative 56. All right, and let's check our signs. C is positive, so they'll be the same. B is negative, so that means they're going to both be negative. So our signs should both be negative. Okay, so I need things that multiply to give me 300. So we have 1 and 300, 2 and 150, 3 and 100. 4 and 75, 5 and 60, 6 and 50, 7 doesn't work, let's see, 8's not going to work, 9 is not going to work, 10 and 30, let's see, 12 and 25, let's see, 15 and 20. I think that's it. Okay, and then since they're both, they should all be negative. And so I need a set that adds to give me negative 56. And that should be negative 6 and negative 50. Okay. All right, so negative 6x, negative 50x. Okay, then we're going to set up our box. That should be 15x squared minus 50x minus 6x plus 20. And then factor out your greatest common factor. So both 15 and 6 can be divided by 3x. 50 and 20 can both be divided by negative 10. 15 and 50 can both be divided by 5x. Negative 6 and 20 can both be divided by negative 2. So my final answer, and you can box method this to check. Final answer should be 3x minus 10 times 5x minus 2. All right, 22. For each trinomial, identify all possible values of b that make the trinomial factorable. All right. So if you remember, when we factor, we want things that multiply to give us this last term, but add to give us the middle term. So if my last term is 24, I need factors of 24. So 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. B should be the sum of these factors. So 1 and 24 should be 25. 2 and 12 should be 14. 3 and 8 should be 11. 4 and 6 should be 10. But not only would it be these factors, you see how this is positive? So not only could these factors be two positives, they could also be two negatives, which would mean I could get negative 25, negative 14, negative 11, and negative 10. Okay. All right. Then I could also do, all right, we're going to do the same thing for B. We're going to multiply the 3 and the 16. So 3 times 16 would give me 48. Then we need factors of 48. So 1 and 48. 2 and 24. 3 and 16. 4 and 12. And 6 and 8. So then to get my B values, I would add these together. So we have 1 and 48 is 49. 2 and 24 is 26. 3 and 16 is 19. 4 and 12 is 16. 6 plus 8 is 14. And then I could also have the negatives. Okay. All right, and then C. I'm going to multiply my A and C. That gives me negative 36. So this one's going to be a little bit different because we have a negative. We're still going to do the same thing. We're going to list out our factors. 1 and 36. 2 and 18. 3 and 12. 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. Now the only thing is, because this is negative, that means my signs are different. So we'll do all the small ones negative. So now when I add, instead of this becoming a larger number, it's like a subtraction. So 36 minus 1 is 35. 18 minus 2 is 16. 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5, and 6 minus 6 is 0. I don't know why that took me so long. Okay. Now, the other thing I could do is I could have made the little ones negative and the little ones positive and the larger ones negative. which would have resulted in the same thing except the negatives. So the negative version of each of these could also be a factor. I'm sorry, could also be a value for b. Okay. All right, so that should be the end of the practice test. I thank you so much for your attention. Please feel free to shoot emails or ask questions if you need any more help or advice. And I appreciate your paying attention. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.